Post-spawn smallmouth time. We're in northwestern Ontario. I'm Bill Spicer. This is the New Fly Fisher.
The New Fly Fisher has been made possible thanks to
Northwest Ontario Tourism,
GoFishingOntario.com, Orvis Sporting Traditions,
Rio Products,
Superfly, fly fishing made easy.
Ontario's Sunset Country, with 70,000 lakes, rivers, and streams, there's no better place to go fishing. Our Sunset Country destination this week is Dog Lake Resort. Dog Lake is legendary for its smallmouth bass. The hundreds of shoals, reefs, and shallow bays are ideal habitat for smallmouth. Pound for pound, the smallmouth bass is the scrappiest fish of all. My guide for this week is longtime guest to Dog Lake Resort, Jim Schanfhauser. Jim has been a return guest to the lodge for the last 27 years. His knowledge of the lake will be paramount to a successful trip.
Well, I chase temperature no matter what I'm fishing. When I'm fishing walleyes, I chase temperature. I look for the warmest water. When I'm chasing smallmouth like we were this week, we're always looking for that temperature where there's feed, the leeches are coming up out of the mud, the warmer the water gets. The temperature, I think, is absolutely critical to everything that we're going to fish for.
Looking at a map of Dog Lake here, the resort is right here. Now, Jim says we have to find warm water in order to find smallmouth bass, and he figures it's right at the top of the lake here, about a 20-minute boat ride. We're going to fish the back bays, because they warm up first, and Dog River itself. And hopefully, if we're lucky, we'll find a topwater bite. Yep. Oh, that was a big fish.
There's some big ones here, I'm telling you. Well, that's beautiful looking water with that rock like that in the sunshine.
Well, there's a bit of a point there.
Well, we're only in 6 feet out here.
Yeah, and into about 2 to 3 feet over there, right? Got him. That I didn't even get a chance to pop it.
You didn't even pop it. That's a nice one, too.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, big fish. That's nice.
You want me to net that fish?
Now we're in a shallow bay, and Jim tells me you got to find as close to 65 Fahrenheit as you can, because we are early in the season. Out in the main lake, it's down under 60 degrees, and the fish are just not on. So you find these back bays that have warm water. Oh yeah, that's a nice fish. That's a really nice fish. Oh yeah.
There you go.
Excellent, excellent. Oh my. There you go. Nice typical dogleg smallmouth.
Yep.
Gave me a great fight on a popper. Find water in the 65-degree Fahrenheit area, which is about 18 degrees Celsius. So I'll let him go. Okay, and away it goes. Yeah, I love popper fishing. When you get the right conditions, like I have right now, we're in a protected bay, so there's not much ripple on the water. The fish are attracted to it. We're in shallow water, finding that 65 degrees, which is important, and they're active here. Further out where it's deeper, they're not active. They're active back here, they're feeding heavily. It's post-spawn. They're out feeding heavily after the spawn itself. So we're looking for cruising fish or any kind of structure, being rocks, weeds, anything like that.
We do the American plan, which includes your boat motor, gas, bait, accommodations, 3 square meals a day. We can also offer a guide service for an additional cost in that package, but we do the full meal deals here. So our cabins range in sizes that sleep 2 comfortably, all the way up to a couple cabins that'll sleep 12 comfortably. So there's no limit on group sizes. We can work in groups of 20, 25, up to 45. And certainly if you're just coming by yourself, we're happy to have you. March tends to be the prime booking season. So if we can get most people in before March, that's going to make it easier for me to accommodate the people that want to be able to get in. And if your holidays are flexible, you may have the opportunity to book a little later, but March of the year prior is usually what I'm after.
Well, we're just going to fish this whole side all the way up this bay, and there's a lot of logs and big boulders that come out and we can see them. And we'll just move along and find the good looking structure, and then we'll stop and fish it a little bit. And there's fish on it. We'll stay a couple minutes, and then as they slow down, we'll just keep moving along. We'll find a little bit of warmer water. There was actually a little cold pocket there. Now it's back to 63, so it'll be nice. This whole shore is the same all the way down, so it'll be a good day.
Whoa, that was good. That was good. You have a rise, and I was sure that he missed the fly completely and he didn't taste the hook. So you put it back and see if he's still active, and he was. Yeah. Good fish too. Boy, smallmouth, they just fight. What did you call him, Jim?
Little balls of hate.
Little balls of hate.
Be my brother who named that, so I'll give him credit for that. A little ball of hate.
Oh, nice fish too. Nice fish. Chartreuse popper. It's in the shallows, that's why I've stayed with a popper. Thank you. Oh, that's great. Ooh, just as I reached for him, the popper popped out. But yeah, that's a great fish. Inside, tight conditions against the rocks, weeds. These are post-spawn smallmouth bass, so they're feeding heavily right now. This is really, really incredibly good bass fishing at this particular time of year. The bass have finished spawning. They've come off the beds and now they're feeding heavily, but they're still in the shallows because of the water temperature. Jim said, we're looking for 63 to 65 degrees of Fahrenheit water temperature, and that makes them active. So well, we found it, and it's happening. The equipment for Dog Lake Resort and their smallmouth is quite basic. Most people have them. They're 9-foot, number 6 weight rods. Mid-flex, you don't need anything heavy or anything like that. Just mid-flex, 9 feet fits the bill fine. Now, the reels, the fish here get quite large, so I would have a quality reel with a good drag system. It can be large arbor in this case or spindle, doesn't matter, but it's the drag system you need because the fish can be quite large here. This has a floating line on it, but it's a specialty floating line. It's a bass tapered floating line, and it's meant to turn over heavy, wind-resistant flies easier. You put a regular trout line on there, and you're gonna have difficulty. So a bass taper is what you want. On this reel, I have an intermediate sinking line because we're dealing at this time of year in shallow water, so I don't have to have it sink very fast. But if you come later in the year and the fish have moved out to deeper water, you will want a full sinking line. So basically, that's your equipment in a nutshell. Yeah, you got to put it tight to the cover. The stump over to my right here, that's where he was, right at the base of it. Oh, real nice fish. Yeah. Woo-wee.
They are beautiful in the water.
Yeah, you just got him. The purchase is just in the lip there. Trying to get him up to the net as soon as I can. Thank you. That's awesome. Ah, there we go. Put my rod down. Just real light purchase right there in the top lip. But not overly big, but oh man, well, 14, 15 inches. That's pretty good. I like that. Again, it's post-spawn. They're cruising, they're sticking close to cover, but they're feeding heavily right now. And this is what you can get at this time. It's mid-June. For those in Southern Ontario, this is open all year round here. Bass season is all year, so you can come in and fish at this time of year and have yourself just one of the best times you'll ever have bass fishing. The setup I used this week was really quite simple. For my poppers, I had my specialty floating line, which is a bass tapered floating line, and then I attached a 9-foot tapered leader down to 13-pound test, or 1X tippet. That I find helps turn over the popper a little bit easier, so that's basically what I use, 9-foot tapered leader, then my popper. Now for subsurface, I had my sinking line, but then I use a straight piece of 3 to 4 feet of 15-pound tippet. That's all I did. It keeps it down in the strike zone longer if you have a shorter leader. If you have a longer leader, the fly tends to rise a little bit, and I wanted it down in the kill zone a little better. So that's it. It's a simple, basic setup.
There he is.
There we go.
Oh, no.
You missed it. That's a big fish. That is a big fish.
Oh, he got him again.
Got him that time. I didn't think he tasted it. Oh. Good fish.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, it's a nice fish too. I better get him on the reel, this one. Just trying to get him on there. Whoa, yeah. Have I got him? This is a real leaper.
Come on, come on, come on, kick in. All right. Oh man, is that a big fish. That trolling motor's on anchor.
Oh man, that is a tank. That's a tank. It's coming your way now. Oh, great job, great job. Oh man.
Oh, he inhaled that.
I got the hook out, and you cannot beat that kind of smallmouth bass fishing. That is, again, 17, maybe a little better. Wonderful, wonderful fish. Let's let him go. And away it goes. What a great day. What a great day. There's no better way to spend a day than fishing and catching big fish. Nothing better. I love my job. There, whoa, that was, never touched it, so I wonder if you can get it again. There, got him. That first fish came back. Yeah, nice fish. Oh yeah. Boy, you got some quality fish in this lake, Jim.
Yes, we do.
I'm telling you, some quality fish. Look at that.
He's not big,
Yeah.
but he's angry, I can tell you that.
Little balls of anger.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a little guy.
Okay. Yeah. Take him out there. Smaller one, but he struck about 5 minutes ago and missed. So we moved on, and I'll put him back in the water now. We moved on, and I got another strike over here. Missed him, went farther up, and then I said after about 5 minutes, I'll go back to where that first fish had hit, and he was ready to hit again. Generally, if you do that, you give him a little bit of a rest, go back, they'll come up again, and that one did. Okay, got him. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh. Better maybe get him on the reel. It's always smart to get on the reel if you can. Then he fights the rod, not the line.
He's bigger than you
He's
thought
bigger
he
than I
was.
thought, yeah.
He's a lot bigger than you thought he was.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
The water's pretty dark here. It's hard to see them right away.
That's a nice fish.
Yeah. Ah, very good. Very good. I thought he was a small fish, but actually he's quite nice. And he wanted that bad. He wanted it real bad. There we go. Huh. Very nice.
Just
Very
a
nice.
week ago, those fish had
Yeah, big bellies,
big
yeah.
baseball bellies.
This is a spawned out.
Yeah, just freshly
fish.
spawned.
When you come to a new lake, try to educate yourself as the natural forage that the fish is eating. In the case of Dog Lake, there's either minnows, which would be shiners, crayfish, or leeches. And at this particular time, Dog Lake leeches are coming out of the mud in big quantities, and the fish are queuing in on them pretty actively. They got two colors. They got a black and they got an olive leech here. So in my case, I decided woolly buggers would be the best searching pattern when I started. I have some black woolly buggers and I have some olive woolly buggers. I'm trying to match the hatch. We were fortunate though to find that we had excellent topwater conditions. The wind was low, very little ripple on top, and we felt the fish were still in shallow, feeding up heavily after their spawn. So I decided to go with poppers. Now, the particular poppers that I chose were bright in color because the water here is turbid. It's what I mean by that, it's kind of rusty colored because of the minerals in the water itself. So you only got about 3 feet of visibility. So I decided a popper that moves a lot of water with a nice concave lip and bright in color was what I started with. And it paid off almost within 5 minutes. Later on the day, as the sun got higher, I went with a little less bright. I went with a yellow popper, and they really, really liked it. The third popper I have here is called a flip-flop popper, and it's just made with the flip-flops that we used to wear as kids. And it's just really interesting looking, lots of legs, and bass are curious a lot of times. They'll eat that. My last popper is a slider. Why I would use a slider? Well, not in this particular lake because the water was too turbid. I feel in a clear water situation, the slider is better because it doesn't spook the fish, they can see it clearly, and it makes a nice wake when you pull it across the top. And that's the reason I chose these poppers. I kept it to the basic 4. And I didn't even get to pop it. I knew there was something there. Rock points, you never go by a rock point. Never go by a rock point. Oh, good fighter too, good fighter. Oh. And when you're fishing poppers, that happens a lot. It just sits there, and before you can even pop it, they got it. This guy wanted it bad.
Ooh,
that's another hog.
Yeah, that's a nice fish. Ready? I don't want to do that.
There we go. Oh, good man.
Yep. That's a nice fish.
I've had a great time this week at Dog Lake Resort. I'd like to thank Paul Del Pino for inviting us and Jim Schanfhauser for guiding us. For more information on this show and others in our series, visit us on the web at thenewflyfisher.com. From all of us here at The New Fly Fisher, thanks for joining us. Tight lines. We'll see you next week.
Hi, I'm Tom Rosenbauer. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this and you want to see more, subscribe and you can get all our weekly uploads.
The New Fly Fisher has been made possible thanks to
Northwest Ontario Tourism,
GoFishingOntario.com, Orvis Sporting Traditions,
Rio Products,
Superfly, fly fishing made easy.